The Nash Files, Deconstructing Pornography, From the Inside Looking Out, All is Mental and Love is All. I've always been fascinated by what avatars do to entertain themselves. The lessons in diversity are even more numerous than those generous enough to unabashedly share themselves with the world. Then one moment, while studying forms of avatar entertainment, I noticed some had been judged positively while others negatively. Sometimes the driving criteria in either direction was some sort of ism, a limited belief system, that compelled sometimes a stern, even damning identity assignment and condemnation to those participating in apparently negative avatar entertainment or watching it, and multi-billion-dollar extravaganzas over a positively categorized sports contest or music show. Then I ran into the word porn, and the world of my bad dream began to be about even more nonsense. You see, I don't believe what I hear. It has to make sense to me. If it doesn't, I wait for another opportunity to learn more. But in the interim, it remains neutral in my mind, to my mind. Some of my simple questions about the ideas named porn are next. Why label avatars entertaining each other porn? Are sports then porn? Is music porn? Is the entire entertainment industry porn? How about a cafeteria food fight or a card game? Is that porn? And what happens to a word when you add an ography to it? It seems to amplify its significance, yes? The body is a learning device for the mind, not the other way around. If providing language, then adding the need to organize perfection makes avatar experience more user-friendly, why are so many lost in the ever-changing meaning of language? We might see that language, utilized in a right-minded context, meaning for the good of all, would require a non-elaborate symbology, and with knowledge attained, the usefulness of language is seen differently, as ineffectual, and no replacement for minds in direct communication or communion. Remember, words are 2 levels removed from reality. Thoughts are 1 level removed. So some avatar, utilizing its default ego identity program that lived in fear, that can only self-protect, got upset one day. Big surprise, right? Well, this avatar ego identity wasn't satisfied by a low-key upset of any kind, as it had a deep desire to entrance its own mind, and was also particularly uninterested in letting anything go, for the same reason. Fodder for more nonsense, divisive states of mind. So it started to attack its environment, first by labeling everything and everyone, then by laying social, cultural, and other dimensional characterizations as little landmines surrounding its mind. In time, with a final exhalation, the avatar had grown 100 feet tall in its self-concept, and yet the world that it imagined was tyrannically governed, offering its citizens perpetual experiences of fear, uncertainty, insecurity, confusion, and conflict. Then one day, the porn label, worshipping avatar, had spun itself into such a heightened tizzy of fear and paranoia that it realized it was truly unique and alone in its judgments. No one else seemed to want to worship its porn label with it quite so indignantly. It felt scared. It scrambled for anything familiar, but all words felt empty. All its precious labels and categories and sciences and philosophies began to sound banal and futile. After living and dying 1,000 lives in at least 300 avatar realms, the avatar's mind seemingly hit exhaustion, and a little idea appeared in the submissive state of seeming surrender: doubt. The avatar began to reinspect its belief systems, its languages, and its deconstructions were unrelenting. Finally, it saw that it and it alone had given its world all its divisive and confusing meaning. It started to see its meaning assignments as arbitrary, intellectually sloppy, and not clarifying but confusing, only to spin off more of the same. It saw how it would spin its own nonsense as it tried to understand its confusion. It saw all its triggers and mind trips. Then, when it realized that what it had done was as easily undone by a simple change of mind, it smiled and happily returned to sanity, as a mind, in a mind, and purely mind, where its happiness and purpose are one idea: completion. Now, back to the Earth avatar realm. The mind resumed with its avatar, but not as identity, rather and merely as a completely neutral learning device for the mind. And therein we see the right-minded perspective on the body. The mind's transmutation on this body perspective is inevitable. Delay only extends the opportunities for more pain.